Good evening, one. Good evening, all. I hope you are well. It is 6 o'clock, and have I got a treat for you? We are talking a brand new one-day special. Oh, yes, and not from anyone. This is from Clarity. Now, Barbara and Paul were here earlier in the week with our Janice, and they said if you bought earlier in the week, it will go hand in hand with what you're about to see in our one-day special now. This is going to be slightly different. I'm going to give you figures and numbers, and I'm going to hand it all over to our Barbara, who's waiting for me this hour as well. So, the item you number for the big collection that you need, oh my word, is flying out the door already. 529213 is your item number, £59.94, or you can pop it onto flexible payments as well, as we are in Flextravaganza. Now, you're getting a bit of everything in here, but save us going through it one by one. Let's throw her to the lady herself. It's lovely working with her again. It's been a while since we've chatted. It's our Barbara. Barbara, how are you, my love?
Hello, Adam. It's good to have your company this evening.
You as well. It's been such a long time. Now, I'm excited about this. So I know the world of Groovi. I've ticked that box. I know all the stamps that you bring out, but I've not seen things like this before. So talk me around the concept, Barbara. How does it all work?
Right, well, let me take you on a little story first.
Oh, lovely.
I've got a bit of reverb going on here, so maybe somebody could just check that's better. Right, now, let me just explain something, where the idea came from, because what we're looking at here is composition stamps, layout stamps, and I'm going to actually go to the Groovi side of the counter. Although this is not the ODS, they are on the counter as well, so our good friends who are parchers can shop ahead. The reason I'm doing that is because that's where the idea came from. Let me tell you a little story, Adam. Let me tell you a story.
Oh, go on.
Right.
Oh, it's like Max Bygraves. Go on.
Let me tell you a story. Right. So we've got a club, and Linda Williams, she always designs our little Groovi club plates. So this was a little club plate. And then she sent us the art project to go with the club plate. I know, look at that. So we looked at that, and I looked at this, and I thought, how did Linda get this out of that? And then I realised that it was with these little boxes. You see all the lovely layout?
Yeah.
And that really was where the idea came from, you know, because it made it so easy then to be able to create these little boxes and then stamp or groove or parch into the boxes. So then we got our thinking caps on here, and I said, right, well, how about, Linda, you create, here we go, how about you create some plates, some Groovi plates, bear with me a moment, right? Yeah. Here we go. So these are the ones that are on the show. And you can see here, you've got 3 Christmas plates. And if I show you, don't worry about all the detail. We wouldn't waste a whole plate. So look at the layouts though. This is what I'm talking about. So there's the layout for the fairy plate.
That's nice.
Right? There's the fairy plate there. Then we've got the layout for the envelope, which is this one here, just taking it right back to the layout, which is what I'm talking about with this kind of thing, right? And then we've got the one with the snowman as well. So my point is that that's the background. Those plates are on the show as well, and that's how we ended up even coming up with the idea. Thank you, Linda. So now, me being a stamper, I looked at this and thought, this would be fantastic for stamps. So here we go now. We took that idea and we ran it into stamps. And you can see here straight away, like, there we go. So here is the first of the sets, and you can see this is what we call a doodle. There are 3 different pairs of styles for these composition plates. We've got the doodle plates, you can see here, and of course, the doodle plates come with all these wonderful little elements as well. Right? So you've got your big stamps, yeah, and then you've got your little stamping elements as well. These are just superb. So that's the doodle ones. Then we got carried away and we introduced a pair of retro plates. I love these. These are real like trendy. And you can see there are lots of open areas, but then we've also given you lots of fantastic, really retro, 1950s, 1960s, that kind of
Barbara,
real lovely look. Yes, love.
10% already gone. We are only 5 minutes in. 10%, 15% now of the stock has already got 20% of the stock. These are flying out of the door. 20% of the stock now has already gone of your brand new one-day special. Sorry, Barbara, back to you.
No, that's brilliant. And this is one of those things, I'm going to slow it down a little bit. This is one of those rare occasions where I look at this and I go, yes, we've hit nirvana on this one. So here we've got a pair of these beautiful, here we've got these, we're calling them the grunge pair. So you've got the grunge pair. So that's 3 pairs. And those 3 pairs, they make up our one-day special. Now I'm going to throw back to you so that you can actually do the shopping side of that one-day special, and then I'll carry on.
Not a problem, I can do that bit, I'm quite good at that bit. So, the shopping side of it all, so right, we are busy. 20% of your one-day special stock has already gone. Now, individually, so you're talking stamp and mask, they are £19.99. Now, you can go for them individually. You can go for them in the pairs. You've got grunge, retro or doodle in your pair, and there's a £10 saving on those. Don't let this bog you down. You can either get them singly, in pairs, or as a bundle. Okay? So that's £30 if you're going for the double. Carry that 30 quid over for you, and I'll give you another £30. So you're talking 60 quid off. But we're not allowed to put it on the screens and things like that. I don't know, telly law. But £60 is what you're actually saving on this bundle. There are 84 stamps included in this kit. You're going to get the masks thrown in as well. A quarter of the stock has already gone. There is so much that you can do. I've got a rare selection of samples. I'm just going to show you a few of them now. Then we're going to get straight back to Barbara to see how all of these actually work. These are absolutely stunning. You can go pure grungy that you want to do. Look how beautiful these all are. It sort of reminds me of, remember when Lemmings was a big thing? And you used to have a little Lemmings world and you sort of create that little world. You've got that look to them, which I think is absolutely beautiful. £29.97 across 2 interest-free flexible payments is what you're looking at. But if you're thinking, I love the concept, Adam. I love the concept of the doodle. I love the concept of the grunge. But I want something clean and simple. I like clean and simple lines. That's the way I work. That's the way my mind goes. I like my journals to be clean and simple. I've got them as well. Maybe you like your planners. These would work perfectly inside your planners to do your doodles in, to do your shopping list in, to put your little photos in there as well. This is a full set. You get circles and you're also going to get squares in there. You're going to get the masks included as well. For £29, £29.96. We'll let Barbara talk around them so you get the filled in one that's going to do your lines. And then you're also going to get sort of them clear ones that you can do your doodles in. But there's a £20 saving on this, £10 on each one. 976357 is your item number that we're looking at. Should we go back to Barbara about these ones? Barbara, as I said, and I hope you didn't mind me saying that if you are a clean and simple sort of person, this is sort of the way to go for you. So you really have covered all boundaries with this.
Well, and this is why we call these the Clean and Tidy collection, because they really are right back to the line art. We haven't added any doodles, we haven't added any assets. You've just literally got the layout, the compositional stamps. So if I show you now here, you can see, let's take one at a time. If I show you this pair first, these are the square ones. So again, what you've got here is the line art, and then you've got the infill. It's that two-way overlay. So this would actually fit in that. Now, that said, it depends entirely. Do I want to turn it round that way? This is the same with all of these plates, Adam. Whether they're the doodle, the grunge, the retro, you can turn them and turn them. If I show you this one here is this negative. The black is the ink. So that will give you this. Whereas this one is the line art. The black line art is this one. So that is what we're going to be looking at tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. I shall be doing these two demos. So and this is where the masks really come into play. Now let me show you the round ones, and I want to show you an example of the round. So here again, we've got which way do we want to go? If I were to show you the stamps, let me take the stamps so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So now I've got the stamps in front of me. If I take this stamp here, you can see that's going to give me that line art. That's how that works. And this one is an infill. Can you see that? It's a proper infill mounted on, I've mounted this one on acetate, whereas this one, we've got them in the show. We made them especially for these layout plates. They're the new 6x6 mega mounts, Adam. But you can see this one now is going to give us this piece here. So if I were to show you a piece of artwork here, you can see that coloured artwork there. This is from Jane Telford. You can see that there is the background. This gives you all that background. Now let's take this one from Elaine Milner, and you can see that this is the layout, the composition layout for that one. So that's how this one gives you the black line art. This one gives you the white lines with the infill. If you were to put that one on top of that one, you'd get the colour and the line art.
So the background one, Bob, is sort of the way I see it. It's sort of like a little jelly plate, as it were, because you can create your own backgrounds on it.
Absolutely. And this one, I love this because and I'm going to show you a couple of tricks with this one because it's our two-way overlay stamps. I want to show you how you can accentuate. I'll do that tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. But this is the clean and tidy one, and this is, I will show you how to bring out those lines even more if you want to. So that's the clean and tidy range, which isn't a part of the ODS, but it's still half price.
Yeah,
it's still half price because normally the pair, each one of these stamps would be £15. So a pair would be £30. So you're getting both pairs for £30, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you know, you're correct as well. And what I'm hearing, they're ridiculously busy, and we don't think they'll be here at 8 o'clock in the morning. A third of the stock now has already gone on this bundle. A third of the stock has already gone. 976357 is your item number. I'm hearing we've got queues on the phones now as well. The quickest thing to do is tap the app or jump to the website. If you are on the phone, please bear with us, okay? We are very busy for these, and we're very busy for your one-day special. Over a third of the stock of the one-day special now has already gone. Over a third of the stock. We are 13 minutes in, 13 minutes and 27 seconds into our first live hour of 5. Okay? 5 live hours. We have amples of stock for this, but already a third of that vast amount has already gone. Right then, it's all right talking about it. It's all right seeing them stamped out. It's all right seeing the finished samples, but we want to see them in action. So, Barbara, it's all yours, my love.
Thank you, Adam. Right, so let's just take another little look at those large stamps, because sometimes you look at large stamps and you think, oh, they're big. If you've got stamping platforms, great. We've got these large mega mounts which will help you, and I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks on how to get a really good impression. But first of all, let's have a look at these stamps. So let's say this is one of the grunge stamps on its own. Now, it's up to me. Do I want it this way round? Do I want it that way round? Every single one of these, it depends. Where do I want to put the message? What style am I going for? Is this for a woman or a man? What colors am I going to use? This is just, you see how I'm taking that image now and I'm filling it with elements. And you see, these are all stamps now from Sunday's TV show, the little miniatures, really glorious for infilling. And the number of options are crazy. Now let's take a look at this grungy one. And I want to show you another trick. Now this is Andy Duggan. a bit of clever masking going on here. This is all one element, by the way. I'll show you how that's done tomorrow. Really pretty. Let's take a look at this one. This is one of the retro ones. I love this. Again, Andy Duggan. I love the way he's taken this great big retro stamp, but he's stamped it partial art, we call this, which I'm going to talk about more. So now we're entering the realm of where you don't need the whole stamp. You're just going to use parts of the stamp. Very important. And then, of course, this is great. I'll show you how to do that tomorrow too. Here's another retro one. You see, there are little elements which create a kind of a flavor or a style, and then the other elements in the stamp set, they allow you then to fill it, to build it, to chop it. You can chop it up, you can fill it. You see the little people again from Sunday? Now this is a great one. This is one of the doodle ones. We're getting close now. And this is great, you see. So this is one done by Sarah Brennan. She's done it in white embossed, and then she's filled it in, just like that. It is. But what's really nice is, look, you don't have to use all of it. You can use partial art, we call it, where you just stamp onto the stamp board. So that piece now,
it looks quite mechanical as well there, Barbara, as well. It looks like if you add cogs and all that sort of, it would really work.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, the fact that you're taking this piece here, let me show you, and you can stamp up on a piece of stamp board, look, just that piece there. Or this one here is that you just stamp onto a shape and you're completely changing. Look at this. You know, when you want to, this is the thing, when you want to start a piece of art, sometimes it's quite difficult to know where to begin. And these composition stamps, look, it's just brilliant. All I've done is that, and then I've taken this and I've just stamped up the edges here. So I just wanted to explain how that works with partial art. Oh, and on the subject of partial art, check this one out, the Clean and Tidy.
That's nice.
This is perfect, look. And that's just that round one that we used earlier from the Clean and Tidy set, just stamped straight onto a piece of artboard. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute.
50% of the Clean and Tidy, 50% of the Clean and Tidy now has already gone. 50%, once again, I'm so sorry to keep chipping in, but that's what I'm here for. 50% has already gone on the Clean and Simple. On the one-day special, over 40% has now gone on the one-day special. Over 40%. If you want it, start checking out your baskets if I was you as well. Right, then we'll hand it back to Barbara. I'll just keep chipping in. I can only apologise profoundly. I'll apologise now, then I don't have to do it again. But I have to keep you updated of what's going on. Back to Barbara.
Okay, so I'm going to take a look at this one. Now, this is one of the doodle pairs, and this is the artwork that I want to show you. So you look at this and you think that it's all layers, it's all decoupage, but it isn't. Adam, it's all done on one layer, right? It's all done on one layer, and you just create the illusion of layering. That's not to say that you can't decoupage. See, this one here by Elaine Milner, she has layered it up. So, for example, that's the key of this. You can do partial art, like I was showing you before, like that, or you can chop up the actual stamp pieces. So this here is parts of the stamp. So without wanting to confuse you, see, that's that bit there. So that's that bit there. So I could put that underneath like that. Say you make a bit of a Horlicks of the middle. Don't worry about it. Just stamp another bit, cover it up. See, so you can, for the decoupaging and the layering, friends among us, this is perfect. You know exactly where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I do.
And then,
love it.
The other thing is, if, for example, let's just take this now, I could make a card just with that. You know, there's your message, there's your centerpiece, just so simple. It's just screaming out to be It's a composition stamp.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is. It's a montage layout. Montage means that you can create the illusion that they're layered up, loads of pieces together. I'll show you how that works. Or you can actually layer it up. It's a piece of cake, actually. So we'll put those bits to one side, and then we will start. We will actually stamp up, and we'll see where we're going with this. So just bear with me 1 second. Have a little catch up while I get started.
Just while we get ready, we are very, very busy for your one-day special now. It's worth having a look. If you've got anything in your basket, starts checking them out as well. Your one-day special, remember, you were getting complete collection. So everything you're about to see Barbara and Paul do, Paul's with me at 8 o'clock this evening, you will be able to achieve with these as well. Have you ever wanted to segregate? Have you ever wanted to square off your Groovi work? Have you ever wanted to put a sentiments and make it look like it's more work than it actually is? Well, these stamps will do it all for you, and Barbara's just proven that in the last 20 minutes, what you can do of when you get this home. And the bonus of getting all these home as well is also you're getting the masks. You haven't got to create your own masks anymore. It's all been done for you. £59.94 with a saving of £60 is what you're looking at on this. Where have I got £60 from? Well, each individual set as well. You can get them on their own, they're £19.99, or you can get them in the pair. So you can go for your grunge if you wanted to. That's got a £10 saving on it. Take that between the 3 sets, it's another £30, and I'll put another £30 on top of that as well, which makes it £60 is what you're saving. £60 is what you're saving. 529213 is your item number, £29.97 across 2 interest-free flexible payments. Right then, you're loving these. You're also loving these. 2/3 of the stock of the Clean and Tidy layouts A5 square stamp and mask collection has already gone. I'm hearing now you're going to be quick. If you want these, you've got to be quick. Jump on the website, tap the app is the quickest way to go with this one now. 976357 is your item number. Barbara says she'll be demoing these at 8 o'clock in the morning, but we don't know if they'll be here. I'm just saying what I hear. We don't know if they'll be here at 8 o'clock in the morning, so it's worth having a little go if I was you. £29.96, but remember, £29.96 split the cost into 2. So we're just shy of £15. Just under £15 is what you're looking at for these today. We are still in Flextravaganza. Take advantage. Take advantage. It's very rare for £29.96. I'd put it on 2 flexible payments. For a Groovi show, we wouldn't do it. Normally, we would not do it. You can get it today in Flextravaganza. And let's go back to the story, where the story all began. 1/3 of the stock has already gone here. Where the story began, where the journey started for today's one-day special in these Groovi plates. You are looking at all 3 of Linda Williams' easy layouts A5 square plate trio that you're getting there. £15.97 with an £8 saving. Now, once again, you can do what Barbara did and just use them for the layout. You haven't got to use, yes, you've got the added bonus of all the added accoutrement that you've got in there, but just use them as the layout forms if you wanted to and then do your parching into it. If you're scared of your parchment journey, go smaller, but it's still going to look delicate and beautiful. £15.97, and once again, and I'm sure Barbara won't mind me saying this, and I'm going to say it anyway, we're in Flextravaganza. £15.97 would never be put onto 2 interest-free flexible payments. We just wouldn't do it. We wouldn't. I'll tell you now. You watch after next week, £15.97 will never be put on 2 flexible payments. You can today. If you like it, you want to try it, jump on board. It's £15.97, split the cost into 2 interest-free flexible payments. 725450 is your item number. Right then, everything is flying out the door. So let's go back to our Barbara for more demonstrations.
Okay, thank you. All right, it's about time I started stamping. And I just wanted to give you some tips on how to stamp and get a good impression. So the first thing is, I just wanted to show you that I've got a soft mat underneath. So our black craft mats, our Groovi mats, they're soft on the back. We've got blue mats. I think they're on the counter, or you've certainly got them on the website. These are soft, hard on one side, soft on the other. Helps when you're stamping, you'll find a little bit of give underneath does help. So these are huge stamps. They're about 4.5 inches square, these plates, and Right, next thing, we're going to use permanent ink pads because, of course, we could, it depends. I mean, we're going straight onto white, but you could stamp onto designer paper as well. Look, so this looks gorgeous. Then you've got the instant colour. So that's something else to consider. With designer paper, it's already there for you, and then you can just start filling and having fun or chopping them up. That's the other thing. But let's keep going. And what we're going to do is decide which ink pad are we going to use, VersaFine, Archival Black. It's up to you. Archival Black dries quite quickly. VersaFine is a little bit more forgiving. So I'm going to go with VersaFine because it's live telly. And I've mounted the stamp. I've mounted the stamp on the big mega mount, the 6x6, which is great. And now I'm just going to distribute the ink, the VersaFine ink on there. Nice black. Right, it just gives me a little bit more time. I'm going to pop this down. There we go. And then I'll just pop that in the middle. And it doesn't matter which way I'm going to go because I can decide that afterwards. And I'll press gently all the way around like that. Bit of pressure. And because I've got a bit of soft mat underneath, it does help. So we'll just do that. And the other, right, so now I'm going to go for a large background. Now lift that off. I've got a perfect image.
Beautiful. Right,
really nice. So while that's drying, let me show you another trick. I will just put that to one side. That's it. Top tip number one, soft underneath, slower drying ink pad, VersaFine. Works like a charm. Now we're back on the hard mat now. Let's show you another tip. Let's imagine I want to do what I would call partial art. So here, for example, if we look at this artwork that I've already finished, I want to show you how I got, so I've extracted the middle part. If you look here, that's the center of this part. Yeah. How nice is that?
That is beautiful.
Right? So let me just show you how to do that. You could, of course, do this and then chop it up, or you could start with a piece of card that's already like this. Already, so what I've done is I've taken some stencil card, 7x7, and I've cut it into 4/4. And now I've got 4 pieces. So that's an easier way to go. Let's take that. And now you'll notice I can't stamp. I'm not going to stamp straight on black because if I did that and then I inked up like this and I went like that, sure, I'd have a reference here, right? But I'd have black ink all over here. If I use a piece of white copy paper, then I won't be able to see the white card. So I'm just using a piece of coloured paper, if you like. And now I can see exactly where my image is going to sit, where I'm going to land, if you like. Do you see?
Yeah, we saw. Yeah.
And it's whether do I want it in the middle? Where do I want it? I can decide now where I want that box to sit. This box. So then I'm going to ink it up. Here we go. And I'll ink this up. And I can ink up the whole thing if I want to. Right? Okay. Let me just show you. Then I'll turn this over and I'll pop this right into the center where I want it to be. Right, it's going to go there, let's say. Right? And then I'll press on there. And of course, I'm eliminating this little area. The thing about doing this, let me show you something. Say you're making cards for notelets. Because we're an angel company, Adam, what that means is if you make things to sell or you have our blessing, right? So now I've got that and it's perfect. But say I want to make a set of notelets and I want to do the same again, right? Now I've got my template, so I can just set that in there like so, ink up, flip over, go again and again and again. And now I'm always going to have it in exactly the same place because I created my own template like this. You see what I mean?
Yeah, that's a clever idea.
So that's the first thing. That really helps when you're duplicating. You know, when you want to do something more than once.
More than once.
Now the other thing I wanted, so that's worth knowing. Now the other thing is on stamp board. Let me show you because this is flat, isn't it? Tips and tricks on how to use the stamps. So that now is going to be my starting place for this, you see?
Yeah.
So that's really, really easy. So we'll let that dry as well. And while that's drying, let me show you this. If I were going to use this, let me get the other, I'm going to use the other doodle one. Let's use this one. It's really nice, right? And what I'll do is I can use a Versamark, I can use VersaFine, but I'm going to ink up my stamp. Because I'm using stamp board's a bit thicker. So I've got to be careful where I press. How does she know these things? Let me just ink this up. I'll show you. When I go in here now, and I stamp on here, let's say, just let me show you. If I stamp on here, I'm going to push in the area of the stamp board, because if I push here on this side, I'm going to squish the stamp, and it's better. You get a better impression if you just, because it's going to squeeze the stamp board, if you see what I mean. So now I can get a good impression like this, and I'll lift that off, and it's not squelched on the sides. That's what I was trying to explain. Now, let's have a look.
I'm just going to chip in a minute. We've just had a call. The call centre has been overwhelmed with calls at the moment. So we're asking you to please jump to the website or tap the app with the quickest way to go. Almost 50% of the one-day special stock now has already gone. But I urge you to jump to the website or tap the app. If you're going to phone the phone, our phone lines are ridiculously busy. And I mean ridiculously busy. So they've phoned us and said, can you send them to the website? Because we're trying to get through the calls and we don't want to upset anyone. So really, if you want it, jump onto the website, tap the app, or hold the line on the phone, but you may be there for a while. So technically, if I was you, I'd jump to the website or tap the app. Back to Barbara.
Oh, thank you so much. Right, this is great. I'm so glad that you see the use in these. Now, I want to just humour me now, because I want to show you some of these little elements in this set. So if I bring this up close, right, sometimes we're so busy looking at the great big layout plate, like this doodle one here, we're not looking at all these little details. You see the little good people?
I like them.
You see them here? You won't believe how detailed these stamps are. So I just want to show you, let's just do this. If I've got that there, right, let's just go for it. So I've got these three little people. I'm going to use an archival black ink pad. That'll do. Actually, I'll use this one. Right, archival black. And I've got a piece to check as well, right? And now let's have a look. I'm going to just, where's that fella with the long, right, the one in the middle with the heart. Okay, Here we go. Do you see how tiny they are? I don't know if I can, should I come in a bit closer, or can you see this okay?
Well, we can see that. I can see the detail from here. It literally looks like you've done them on shrink plastic, Barbara. They literally look shrinked, like little shrink plastic gnomes.
That's absolutely right. Let me just stamp them into place so you can see the detail on these. It's unbelievable. If I hold this up to the camera, if I offer this up to the camera, can you see? They're just spectacular, just beautiful. And so the detail, I know, just absolutely gorgeous. And if you've got the larger ones, then you will absolutely love these. Let me take, this is, I don't know if this was a coincidence, but this is amazing how this fits. So in this set, you've got these trees. You've got an innie and an outie tree. Do you see that? Positive and negative tree. So this is Lucy's masterpiece, all these little elements here. And I'm just taking an archival red, and I'm just going to stamp that into that circle. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
I know. Great, isn't it? And then also in this set, so you've got these little kisses, like oxos, as the Americans call them. Right. So we've got our oxos here, and let's pop them in there. So my point is, it's when you start to look, where's that little tree, like the black tree? So I'm going to, this is the positive and the negative. Let me pop that little tree in there. Okay, so the tree's at the top. What I'm trying to show, Adam, is how easy it is. Once you've got your layout like this, it's so easy to decorate it. You know, if I just gave you a shape like that and said, right, here are all the little stamps, now create a landscape or create a card or a piece of artwork, it's so difficult to know where to begin.
True.
And that really is the essence of these layout plates, these composition plates, because you can create so much gorgeous artwork, you know, it's absurd. So I just wanted to explain how these little guys work. And again, you just a couple of colors, and because of course you can see through the stamps, you can see exactly where you're placing them. But what a really nice little piece of artwork this is. So I've shown you how to stamp onto stamp board, which we also have on the show in different shapes and sizes. One other thing I wanted to show you, here's one I did earlier. Do you see the red around the edge?
Yeah.
On the edge of the board.
Oh yeah.
Let me show you a trick. If I take the Perga colours, because a lot of people have got these now, let me just take the red one of the red ones. There are 30 pens, double-ended, very, very good for this like little tiny detail work. And the reason they're very good is because they've got a bullet end. I'll show you, got two ends. So they've got this bullet end, which is great for colouring in, but they've also got this really fine end that's got this kind of plastic area, so it protects the nib. It's very, very ultra fine. And what's amazing is that you can go into the tiniest detail, like ridiculous. And you can
the detail on these little fellas is absolutely phenomenal. We've got them board stamped out. I just want to show you the detail briefly. Just while we do that, over half the stock now has already gone for your 1 day special. Over half of the stock has already gone. 529213 is your item number. Very busy for these £29.97 for the big old bundle that you are looking at here. But I also I know I'm interrupting, I know, before you start your emails, I do have to tell you this is part of my job. We're very busy with this. We're also very busy on the clean and tidy. Over 80% of the stock now has already gone. Over 80% of the stock has already gone on your clean and tidy layouts. Barbara was meant to do a demo with these at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I think we may have to change the demo. £29.96. As I said before, you can split the cost of this onto 2 interest-free flexible payments, which is very rare and it's very far between. We never normally do it for sort of £29.96. You'd never see 2 flexible payments on it. Today you can because we're in an event. So it's worth having a little look. Sorry, Barbara, back to you.
No, don't apologise. I'm trying to show you some tricks and tips as well. So when you've got the edge like this, if you've got the bullet end, so the tiny ultra fine end is great for the detail. And of course, when you're investing in these layout stamps, you've got this amazing detail on the stamps as well. So these are excellent for that. If we go to the other end, the fatter, the bullet end, the way to get an edge around to get that red is to literally just run the pen, the side of the pen, around the edge. So you're pushing down, see, and when you look around, you see how it just instantly, it's the side of the pen, Adam, that's doing the job. And you just go around like that until you've completely covered the edge. And if there's a bit missing, just go back in and do that again. There you go. And then the only other thing that I wanted to flag up was if you look at the two, let's just compare the two, you'll notice that this one, it's got that, see how it looks more dimensional? It looks like see the shadows, shading, this one's flat. Yeah, so all that is grey pencil work, which is how we got this effect on the larger piece. It's just shadow, drop shadow underneath with grey, which is what we're going to go to in a minute. So that's that. Next one, don't go away, because we wanted to look at this one here. I'm starting small. These are like little warm-up exercises, but they're really cool to do. If we look at this one now, this doodle one, you'll see this tree here. Yeah. So I'm using that tree in the background. And enjoy peaceful moments, that's also here. I'm using that too. So I'm not moving away from this set. I showed you how to do the partial art trick with this, and now I'll show you how to stamp up to get that edge there. If we take a set of ink pads, I'm going to go with dark garnet. I think that's what I want to go with. Dark garnet, sounds about right. And cotton candy, yes. I think that'll be lovely. This is from the old parchment set. You've got those on the website.
Yeah. Details are on the screen. $25.99. Split the cost into 2 interest-free flexible payments. 375,358 is your item number.
Right. Next trick. Spot-on sponges. Let's take a spot-on sponge because we want to make the background really faded. You see, like misty.
Yeah.
Really misty. Yeah. Cool. So what I'll do is I'll take a piece of just to practice on as well. And then what I'll do though is I'll take see if I go like this, let me show you something. If I do that, this is going to be so wet and blistery, but look, really dark and blotchy, right? Because the ink pad is very, very juicy. So to get that lovely misty effect, let's see what we can do. The first thing is we're going to use a makeup spot-on sponge. Let's use a spot-on sponge. So I can take my ink from the ink pad with the sponge, and let's see if that looks better. That's more like it.
Oh.
Right, so that works. So big difference. Let me show you. If I put a little bit more ink on there, then I can also use the spot-on sponge as an applicator. Literally, you're blending it and inking up at the same time. Now, let's see if that works. Absolutely beautiful, right? So you're using the spot-on sponge as an ink pad. And you'll see now, if I do that, there you go, look, really so beautifully faded. And it's like printed. It's like it's printed, look. And every time I go in, it gets 1 generation lighter. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, really nice to do. And of course, it's getting lighter and lighter on so I just want one little bit more up there. Perfect. And then I'm going to take my black archival and I'll stamp my words straight over the top. So your elements, your tree becomes your background in the center. And you can read the words easily. Enjoy peaceful moments. You can read them in front of the tree, even though they're very delicate. Yeah, so that's well worth. Just if you can, to get that really light, even with the darkest ink pad, like dark garnet is the clues in the name. If you use the ink pad, the spot-on sponge as an applicator, it really tones the color down beautifully, like to the most gorgeous hues, and that's good for any of these dark ink pads. It works beautifully. Okay. So that's that, top tip.
I like the top tip though. If you want 64 spot-on sponges for £9.96, split the cost of that onto 2 interest-free flexible. That's a lot of sponges. 188668 is your item number. Clean and tidy. Oh my words. Clean and tidy. We are approaching limited stock. We are approaching limited stock on your clean and tidy bundle, a saving of £20, £29.96. Split the cost onto 2 interest-free flexible payments. Right then, so I know what you're all doing. You're all watching Barbara, and you don't want to miss anything. You don't want to miss anything. So calm yourself down. You've got about 30 seconds to check out your baskets, and then we'll go straight back to Barbara. But let me give you some more inspiration of what you can do with your one-day special. with over half of the stock already gone in the first live hour. Right then, I'm conscious of the time, so let's get straight back to our Barbara, because we're going to do some more techniques. Barbara, it's back to you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so really what I'm showing you here with this little bite-sized piece is exactly what we'll be doing in the larger piece. So here, for example, what I'm doing now is I'm looking at my artwork and I'm masking off the bits that I want to keep white. So I've made a Post-it mask. I've masked this off. Now we've got some low-tack masking tape, and I did say on Sunday you're gonna want this, and there are packs of 4 of them, Adam, in the show. We stocked up especially on really good low-tack masking tape for this job. Have you got that there?
We've got the details. Bring the details up on the screen for you. 4 rolls is what you're going to be getting. For £9.96. 507630 is your item number. £9.96. Split the cost of that onto 2 interest-free flexible payments. Back to Barbara.
Thank you. So you see, the thing about the low-tack masking tape is what I'm doing now is I'm just exposing the bits that I want to, you know, it's like, how am I changing this? If I want this bit to be pink and that bit to be brown or garnet, then I'm going to have to just mask off the bits. If this is the bit I want to be brown or dark garnet, as they call it, right, then I'm going to take my makeup sponge or my spot-on sponge, and I'm going to take a piece of copy paper I can use, right, and I'm going to get rid of the excess. But you see, I'm isolating the area, and now I'm bringing that colour in. So I dab off the excess. Should I come up a little bit?
There we go.
Like that.
Oh.
That's better, right? And then I can come in here and then I can just literally dab whatever colour it is I'm into that block, into that area, you see? So I only want that dark garnet in this area here. Could I use brushes? Yes, I could, but I find that with these spot-on sponges, you make like a mushroom, like that, like a toadstool with it, and then you can really, you can get right in, and it looks so, it just looks so professional.
It does.
See, and then I can take that low-tack tape and cover it up that end there, and now I'm going to use I'm going to use 1 pink, 1 brown. Now I'm going to go with the cotton candy, which is in the same set.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring the pink in through there like this. So I'm going to bring that pink in and through here as well. Just, there you go. So I'm bringing that lovely cotton candy through there.
That's nice.
And that brown and blue, brown and pink always look great together, don't they? I think they do. They just work right. And then I'll put a little bit, so now I've got that contrast there. And because I've masked off the areas, you see, this is the cool part of it. So you just drag a bit of colour in, and it's not until you take everything away. So I've got that bright, you can use all these little bits again and again. There you go. But when you take this all away, you see it starts to just pop really, really beautifully. And then the finishing trick, see, because you've got this partial art, you've got 2 little things that you want to do. The first one is let that ink dry a little bit.
Okay.
And then what you're going to do is take some grey pens, polychromos, fantastic. Love these pencils. Different shades of grey. You start with 50 shades of grey. There you go. So you start with a light one, and you're going to start in, and you're going to create a drop shadow. If you ever join me in the Shack on a Thursday, we do so much of this kind of drop shadow doodling work. I mean, that's one of the other things that's amazing about these layout montage stamps. If you're into your doodling, these are great for that as well, because they set the scene for you. They give you an outline, and they invite you. See, I could doodle all the way through here with my micron pens. You see? So you start with a lighter grey.
They give you so much scope, don't they, Barb? They give you, like, the possibilities really are endless. It doesn't matter which way you stamp this. In theory, there are 4 different ways you can stamp it, top, middle and bottom, and you can turn it around. And it's each going to give you a different look every single time.
Absolutely. And it certainly does, you know. And where you put your greys, you see here, you put your grey in there, and then that pushes that pink to the back. So just by introducing a drop shadow on that side, and then on this side here, and I mean, I'm rushing this a little bit, but I would normally take it a lot slower. There you go, I take that more slowly. But you'll see, as soon as you do that, what it does is, it pushes that pink layer backwards. Yeah. And that's how, when you look at this one, just jumping, you see how this grey here makes this piece look as if it's in front of that piece.
Yeah, it does.
And the grey there. And that's just that simple, really. The only other thing I would say, that's the top tip, is get some grey pencils. And then, if you've got a black marker pen, you'll see that one's got the black edge around it. This one's open, so it's not quite, it doesn't look quite finished. But when you take your black pen, and you don't need a ruler, just drag this like that around the edge, and what that will do is it will complete it. It kind of ties it in. See, it finishes it off.
Yeah, sort of gives you your matte layer.
There you go. So now you would never know that that was only part of a larger stamp. You see, it gives you that completion.
I love it. I really do. There's so much. The Clean and Simple, you can do the same thing with your Clean and Tidy. Limited stock. They are now limited stock. If you want yours on immediate dispatch, this is the time to get it now. 2 interest-free flexible payments on this one as well. £29.96. If you want yours without the delay, because I've just heard I have asked if we can get some more, we can. They're on a bit of a day. So if you want yours dispatched immediately to you, this is the way to go now. We are limited stock, though. 976357 is your item number. I'm conscious of the time, Bob. We've got about, how long we got, Baker? We've got about 4 minutes left.
Oh, is that all?
I know.
Oh, Adam.
It flew by.
Well, listen. No, I think I've covered the basics of it. And at 8 o'clock, Paul's going to be back with you. I shall be in the background, peddling like Paul is at the moment. And but Paul's going to introduce the Groovi side of the deal to you. And he's going to show you, for all our partures, he will be showing you how to use the Groovi plates. As far as I go, I think this particular piece of artwork that I was going to show you here, I shall blog that. I shall take my time. There's no point in rushing it. But you can see how you can change, how you can transform from that to that. And then you can take some designer paper, and now it's up to you. Do you want to add a background?
Oh.
Or do you want it to just be white? What do you prefer?
I like the background. Nice. I like the background with it.
Yeah, so do I. So there you go. So this is a beautiful piece of, I think this is, I don't know, Toscana, it looks like to me. But there you go. So we've got fabulous designer papers. And this is the thing. If you look, let me just show you this. You see this edge here is straight. But look at the little extensions. Oh, and these extensions, here we go, look, see there? Look, I've added it. You build on, it's like building extensions on a house. See here, there's nothing. Look.
Yeah.
So these are so cool. This is empty here, look. But over here, I filled it with the same thing that I added down here. And that's really, so what I want to do, Adam, if it's okay with you, barbaragrayblog.com, I will step-by-step photo project this so that you can follow it exactly as I've built up this picture.
There you go, you see.
And I think it would be a really great idea
to
have a look at some of the artwork you've got there.
Yeah, I can show you some of the finished samples I've got here as well. Now, the here we go, Clean and Tidy, sold out. Sold out, but I've got a few, apparently, and I mean only a few, from the 17th of November is what we're looking at on this one. 17th of November. Let me show you some of the finished samples, though, from the one-day special. We are going to go back there shortly, but this is now sold out. I've got it back from the 17th of November is what you're looking at now. It's worth having a little go on this one if I was you. We are 60% of the one-day special now has already gone. 60% of the one-day special. It's meant to last. Well, it's meant to last till tomorrow, till 6 o'clock, to be honest, but I don't know if it will. If you want yours, we've only just scratched the surface, I feel, with these. We have only just scratched the surface. This should have been, I feel, a 2-hour show. It really should have been a 2-hour show because I think there's so much potential in these. There's so much more to give. We've not even discussed the masks that you get with them as well. Barbara made her own, but we've not even touched on the masks that you're actually getting in kit. 8 o'clock tonight, Paul will be back with me and we're going to look at the parchment side. We're going to look at the Groovi side of these and how all that works. So if you want to get in before the crowd, get your Groovi plates now. But as Barbara said, let me quickly show you some of the samples. Oh, fingers and thumbs. Let's show you some of the samples that you've got here. Because they are absolutely stunning. Now, I am going to whip through these, but you know my method with these. I'll whip through and you can always watch it back. And you can watch it back and then pick your favourite ones and then see how they're all done. Oh, look at that. We are back tonight with Paul, though. They are absolutely stunning. They really are. I've only got 30 seconds left, Barbara, so I'm going to say thank you and bye now. I think I'm with you tomorrow at midday, I want to say. I don't know if it's you or Paul I'm with, but I think I'm with you back at midday tomorrow.
Cool. And I would just like to say thank you so much, and I'm glad that you see the merits of this. See, it doesn't matter which stamps you use, Clarity stamps or any stamps. These big layout montage stamp sets, they just give you the perfect platform for your artwork, whether you doodle, whether you stamp, whether you